So, hey everyone, today we are going to solve one serious problem, uh, the circle of monsters. So, first let's read the problem statement and understand that what the problem is all about. So, in this problem, you are playing a computer game, and in that computer game, particularly, you need to kill n monsters, and all these monsters are standing on a circle, numbered from 1 to n, and in a clockwise sense, right? And each monster has AI health. So you may shoot the monsters to kill them. Each shot requires exactly one bullet. Yes, you would be needing one bullet to kill any particular monster. And when you try to hit him with bullet, the monster health would be decreased by one. Like it will give damage of one, the particular monster whom you hit with the bullet, right? Furthermore, when the health of some monsters becomes zero or less than zero, it dies, right? Dealing BI damage to the next monsters. This is the main thing about the problem. When you kill a monsters, then it blasts and like killing means when the health of the current monster is either zero or less than zero, then it explodes and the next monster faces the damage of BI. If the next monster is already dead, then nothing happens. Uh, if the explosion kills the next monsters, let's suppose you try to hit the first monster and you kill the first monster. So it will explode and cause BI damage to the next one. And let's suppose when the next one also got killed. So when the next one would be killed, it will also explode and cause damage to the next monster to it. So the chain will continue further. So in a circle, remember that all the monsters are standing on a circle. So that was about the problem. So first look at the inputs. We are given test cases and each test case contains a line n, contains an integer n, the number of monsters obviously. And for the each line we have two integers AI and BI. AI is the current list of the current health of the monster, and the BI is the value when the monster AI will explode, cause damage BI to the next monster. Alright. It is guaranteed the total number of monsters in all the test cases do not explode this much. Okay. So for each test case, print one integer, the minimum number of bullets you have to fire to kill the monsters. So when you read this statement, what comes in your mind is that you would be needing the minimum bullet. So what you will do? So to solve this problem, I'd be using a greedy idea. So what could be that greedy idea? So for this case, let me check that if I can copy paste or not. Yes, I can. Oh, so let's move it. Yeah. So for this case, what I'll do, the greedy idea of the problem is that first you will try to gain as much benefit as possible from the previous monster, right? Because when the previous monster will explode, it will decrease the health of the current monster, as it was already written in the problem here, right? So we'll try to use that thing very optimally, like in a very optimal sense, because we want minimum bullets to be fired. So what would be the idea? remember, there when you start killing the monster, the first monster you are going to kill won't get any benefit from the previous monster. This is the star mark of this problem, right? When you try, you need to pick the first monster in that way so that you need to fire the minimum number of bullets. All right. So this now everything is decoded by this thing. First, you will calculate the total sum. Sorry, I need to write it well. So this is the total sum that would be needing to kill each monster. That would be maximum. Sorry for my handwriting. That is 0 and AI. This is the thing that the total, um, right? So here I am considering this as linear. So this is the total number of bullets that we would be needing to kill all the monsters. But you would be needing some extra bullets because this is the case when you consider it as a sorry, yeah. This is the case like this is the part of the code that considers everything as a circle. So there is no starting point in it. So, but when you start killing the monster, first you won't be having any bit for the any benefit for the first monster. So for that you need some extra bullets. That would be mm, AI. I'll be explaining this why we are subtracting minus max of 0 AI minus B previous. Sorry for my handwriting. So what is this is also previous. Uh, I told that I have wrote I have written this considering it as a linear arrangement, but it would be previous. Here it would be previous means the previous index. Suppose as we kill the nth monster like the last one, so it will cause damage to the first one. All right. So that's why it would be not I minus 1 because then it will cause us the problem because we are moving in a circle. So we'll start from somewhere. I should choose another color. We start from somewhere and they'll keep moving, and will come here. So it will be a circular arrangement. So for that we would be using previous as index, and it will be I minus 1 plus n modulo n. We all know that is uh, this is the circular indexing form. As I told that we are iterating in the circle. So that was the overall idea of the problem that we have got here. And yeah, why have I have told that I'll explain this. Why I have subtracted this thing? Why there is negative sign? Because let's suppose, I think I should move a bit. Let's suppose uh, the first monster have health that is 10. So means you would be needing 10 bullets to kill the monster. But the previous index have damage, like damage means 4. Damage means it will cause damage to the next one by 4. So as in while we have calculated total, so it will be 10 minus 4 means we'll be needing 6 more bullets, because when we have calculated this here, we have considered like overall. Here we have not considered that there would be any starting point. For the starting point, we have used this thing. We have added after calculating the whole sum, like the total bullets that would be that we would be needing. So here we haven't considered any starting point. So when we considered starting points, we have added this thing, and now so here is the minus sign. So this is the minus sign that is applied here is this thing, like the extra number of bullets that we need to fire. So for that, 10 is the health and 4 is this thing AI minus yes, 10 minus 4. Health is 10 times 4, so 0 minus 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. There is a mistake, there is some mistake, there is some mistake. AI minus VI minus 4, so 4 is the damage. AI minus 6, sorry, this is 4. Yes. So, oh, my handwriting. So, I hope so. I was able to explain it. So now we have understood the whole idea of the problem, and what we need to do is just what we need to do is now just code this thing, right? This. So let's start the coding part. Uh, so first, let's take the inputs and the number of monsters that are there in the problem, and there are two arrays. The constraints are pretty large, so it will be taking long, and now I create the whole array taking the input. Alright, so to calculate the total sum, it will be denoting total as 0, and then we'll iterate in the whole array. Sorry, I'll write the code. This is the circular index that I have already told, modulo n. So, and the total would be max of 0ll ai minus the previous. Here I will keep long instead of total. Oh, sorry, int, because I have already told the constraints are pretty higher. So this is the total number of bits. right? Considering no starting point. But as we already know that there will be starting points, we need to find, we need to do, we need to fire some extra bullets that would be fired to kill the first monster. So for that, let's iterate again in the code. We know that uh, hmm, answer would be long. Will initialize it from long max because we know that uh, we need to find the minimum number of bullets, and again we'll define the previous index I minus 1 plus n modulo n, and extra bullets here. Hmm. Extra bullets would be 0. That will be AI minus mx max 0 ll AI minus b previous. All right. And then for the answer, we'll calculate it and answer plus total plus extra that we are adding. Right. Then at the end, we'll be printing the answer value. Also, this should be passed all the test cases. No, why so? Or is it so? Let me think. Let me think. 1 second. The total need I have written correctly. Yes. Oh, sorry. Total we need to add. One more mistake is there in the code. Extra would be 0. Let's suppose. Okay. This has passed. Let me check is everything fine. Alright. Control A. So let's try to submit this. Problem number C, circle of monsters. Hope it will pass. Let's wait for few seconds. And my test screen is on. 2. Let's wait. 3. Hope it will pass because we have already taken care of the constraints. Uh, like we have used long instead of integer, and yeah, it eventually pass. Yes, accepted. Green color here. And now, thanks for watching. It is the pretty simple problem. Like the only thing that you need to decode here is like when you start killing the monster. Otherwise, it's the just greedy idea and the math that we require that we have used here. These things. So yeah, pretty simple problem. So yeah, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked this.